Shabbat Shalom, Wa Asha Kadash, to the 144,000, the governing body of the nation of Israel, and Shalom to the rest of the elect out there. Kal Halal Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Baha Racha HaKodash, double honor to the venerable apostles of the Great Millstone, GMS, alongside the bishops and Zaquanim that rule and teach the church well, and whom I learned this truth from, teaching and ruling well in the scriptures. Salutations to the Akim pushing this gospel the world over in sincerity and in truth. Adawan Ratazar, meaning Lord willing. So Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. And hey man, there's gonna be all out chaos, all out anarchy, okay, upheaval, okay. That's coming, okay. And all this is Bible prophecy, man. Okay, all right. Man-made famines, natural famines are upon us. Okay, what's a famine? A scarcity of food. Okay, and that's gonna lead to cannibalism. You know, these things happened in the past. Okay, it happened during the time of 66 to 70 AD. Okay, when we was fleeing persecution from the Romans. All right, when we when the Romans besieged Jerusalem. Okay, you know we were forced to eat our own people. Okay, committing cannibalism, things like that, man. All right. It also speaks about cannibalism within the Book of Kings. I believe it's First Kings, if I remember correctly. Okay, and there's been horrible times throughout history when things like this has happened. Okay, so history repeats itself, man. Okay, so this is nothing new, and we're coming to those times. Okay, so this is an article from shefinds.com. Okay, and this was December the 4th, 2023, the year that these prophecies come to pass, fulfilled. All right, and the way it's looking now, man, 2024 is going to be a dreadful year. Okay, so the article headline says 7 foods you may not be able to buy in the grocery store in 2024. Stock up before they're gone. And and there's nothing wrong with buying in bulk or buying extra. To you know keep yourself afloat. Just having a little bit extra. But we know that we're not going to put our faith and trust in carnal things. Okay. All right. If you want to save a bit of money by buying a bit extra instead of getting single items or whatever it takes, to keep you keep yourself in a much more secure position, then that's fine. But of course, you trust in Yahweh Hashem Shai first and foremost, all right? Because Scripture talks about servants shall eat, all right, and they shall not go thirsty, okay? Roughly paraphrasing, all right. Okay, so the Lord is he's going to preserve and protect his elect, okay, especially through Jacob's trouble. So this article goes into, as we prepare to step in 2024, it's important to know what changes are to come over the next year, including the changes that might come to the selection of items at grocery stores. In 2023, we faced scarcity of several products, from toilet paper to sriracha. Now, there are few other items that may become harder to find over the next 12 months. Okay? And just like how, with the C19 global shutdown, okay, you had people, basically fighting over necessities like toilet paper and things like that. Okay, and it was just chaos when it came to that, and that's a preview of what's to come. Okay, now now this is gonna be worse. This is over, over food, of course. You're gonna need toilet paper and things like that, but food, man, when you mess with people's food, you, you know, people are gonna take it to a whole new level. All right. So it says factors like environmental challenges, labor shortages, and more could pose a risk to the availability, quality, and affordability of certain spices, dairy products, eggs, seafood, grains, fresh produce, meat, and poultry. Okay, you've had truck drivers. Okay, that hey they didn't want to bother with their delivery job. All right, because they didn't want to take the vaccine. Okay, and of course you got You got weather warfare coming from the Lord. Okay, all right, and that's all these have a have an effect. Okay, on food growth and things like that. Okay, you got famines. All right, the land not producing producing enough to yield from basically. Okay, things ain't getting to the to the storehouses and things like that, man. All right, and these notice how these foods are your common foods which everyone pretty much can get a hold of. Your eggs and things like that. You got milk. All right, your meat, your dairy products. They're like your common cheap goods, bread, things like that. All right, bear with me. Okay, so lucky about that. All right, so you we're coming to a time of hyperinflation and things like that. Okay, so we go down. Yes, spices like black pepper and cinnamon are a staple in most kitchens across the US. Not only do they bring great flavor to your meals, but many of them also offer up amazing health benefits. Unfortunately, some of your must-have seasonings may be hard to find in the coming year. Spices are very good for for your health. You got different good herbs, things like that. Your cayenne pepper, cinnamon, turmeric, ginger. Um, the list goes on. They're good for you and things like that. All right, go down the list. Dairy products. All right, like your milk and cheese and butter and things like that, man. All right, you know, these things are gonna become you know less and less. That it's gonna cost more in money. Your eggs, seafood. All right, your salmon, tuna, and things like that. Your grains. All right, grains are another crucial component of a balanced diet, but as we mentioned above, global climate issues could pose a significant risk to several crops that you may rely on for your pantry staples. Fresh produce, fresh fruits and vegetables are a cornerstone of healthy, delicious meals. But whether you regularly stock up on leafy greens or are always keeping an eye out for the crispest apples around, you may find that it's difficult to find quality produce at your go-to grocery store in the coming years. All right, meat and poultry. Okay, so these are the times that we're approaching. Okay, and again, it's just gonna get worse and worse. And this is all Bible prophecy, man. Okay, you don't have any other books, teaching this. There's no prophecies in the Quran. There's none in the Sikh temple. And things like that. All right. So lucky for that. Let's look at Second Edges, chapter 6. All right. In verse 22, and it says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown." What your sown places? All right. These food shops. All right. Your supermarkets, your grocery stores. All right. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, and there's going to come a time when there's not going to be much on the shelf. Okay. There's soon none at all. All right. And that's going to be chaos. Okay. Verse 23, "And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid." Okay. "And at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run." You see? So people are gonna take matters into their own hands, man. Okay, they're gonna rob and steal from one another, no matter how good of a relationship of friends that there were. Okay, breaking into other people's houses, stealing food, all right, just to feed themselves and their family. That's the times that we're coming into. Okay. We'll go straight to the point. Second Esdras chapter 16, verse 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils, meaning bad times. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Okay, if you read verse 17, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Right, and this is what Esdras, you know, had a vision of. This is what he saw. Okay, Esdras being, from the tribe of Levi. Okay, and Ezra is the exact same individual. Okay, all right, it's the exact same individual. Esdras is just the Greek way of saying Ezra. All right. Verse 19, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Okay, we're seeing more plagues coming about. We're seeing, famines, or at least the beginning stages of them. All right, tribulation and anguish. Okay, that's what it's going to come to. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Verse 21, behold, victuals, your food and things like that should be so good cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. That's right. So it might come a time where, hey, things might, go down in price. Things might calm down a bit. Things might seem like you know, they're not getting worse. But all of a sudden, hey, they shoot right back up. All of a sudden, there's a scarcity in something, right? Because we know that Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, beginning with Amalek, all right, the small-hatted, big-nosed people, okay, they want chaos, man. They want their new world order. So they're looking to crash this economy, man. Okay. Verse 22, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And perish to be, to die by famine is a terrible way to go, man. Okay. It even tells you that in the book of Lamentations. Alright. So, oops. That's what we're coming to. Alright. But the elect will be, of the nation of Israel, the elect will be taken care of, man. By the Lord. Alright. So I just wanted to bring this out, to the flock. Alright, so with that, I'm going to say shalom.